Marianne, the Frugal Chef. Why don't we roast a pork loin today? You know, sometimes people just don't like turkey for the holidays, and this is a really good option because you can get pork loin. I have a 6.5 pound piece here. I'll show you in a minute. I got it for $15. So that's a really nice frugal alternative if you're not interested in turkey, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roast it, but I'm going to cover it with guajillo, ancho, and chipotle peppers. I'll show you. We'll make up a sauce, we'll cover it, and then we're going to put it in the oven, and we're going to cook it very slowly, about 4 hours, at a low temperature, and oh, the results are delicious. Okay, so come over. Let me show you what we're going to do with this. The first thing we need to do with our peppers are toast them. Okay, in a dry and very hot skillet. So they're in this skillet. I'm going to have them here for about 5 minutes. All I want to do is get those flavors enhanced. You know, once I start smelling the spiciness, they're pretty much done. Maybe a little, you know, start a little bit of blistering on the side, but I don't want to burn them, okay? So that's what I'm going to do here for about 5, maybe 7 minutes, and then we'll soak these. All right, well, these are ready, so I'm just going to put them in a bowl. Wow, they're spicy. Making my throat tickle here. Alright, I'm just going to put them in this bowl here, and I'm just going to pour some boiling water on top of them, okay? Like this. And then we're just going to weigh them down with a plate. That's it. So we're just going to wait for this to soak for about 30 minutes, and then I'll come back, we'll put them in the blender with some garlic, some cumin, some salt, and we'll be ready to get our pork all covered for the oven. Okay, I'll see you in about 30 minutes. All right, let's get our roast ready for the oven, okay? These peppers, they've already soaked, they've rehydrated. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna separate the stems, and I'm gonna seed them, and I'm gonna put them in the blender, okay? I'm gonna put these peppers in the blender with 5 garlic cloves. I'm going to put a 1/4 cup of olive oil in there. I'm going to put salt and pepper and about a tablespoon of cumin. All right? So let me do that, and I'll be back, and then we'll put this all over the pork, and we'll put it on the roasting pan. All right, so my paste is ready. I did have to add a little bit of the soaking liquid. I got probably a 1/4 cup of it. And you know, just to make it easier to spread on the pork. Naturally, with all these peppers, this is going to be a spicy roast, okay? If you don't like spicy roasts, this might not be the recipe for you, because obviously our marinade is mostly peppers. Okay, so now all I'm going to do is spread all this on my pork. I do want to add some oregano to this. So I want to add about a tablespoon of oregano to this, of dried oregano leaves, okay? Just put them in there. Mix it well. And now I'm putting my pork in my roasting pan, and now I'm just going to really nicely cover it with this paste, okay? I'm going to cover all sides. And then, as I told you, I'm going to put this in the oven and let it cook very slowly. About 4 hours I'm going to put it in there. I have my oven at 350, and what I'm going to do is put a little bit of water at the bottom of my pan. And I'm going to go ahead and cover it with foil. At least for the first, you know, 3/4 of the cooking. Then we'll uncover it when we just need another hour to cook it, okay? I love making roasts because once you've prepared them, they basically cook themselves, you know? You don't have to be babysitting it, stirring it, moving it. Nothing. Just let it cook itself. And then we're gonna have a wonderful, tender roast for dinner. I'm gonna add some water to this, but not much. I just want a little bit, enough so that it forms a little bit of steam, you know? So that's probably about 1/4 cup, maybe, okay, we'll say 1/2 cup of water. That's it. That's all you're gonna do. Now we're going to, I'm gonna foil this, as I said, put it in the oven, and in about, I'm gonna be checking it about every hour. If it has a lot of juice, I might just put, you know, baste it with its own juice, okay? And then about, when we're about 3 hours into this whole thing, I'll uncover it and let it cook for the extra last hour, okay? I went ahead and reduced my oven to 325. It's nice and hot. I've been preheating it. And since I want this to cook so slowly, I decided to reduce it to 325. So that's what it's gonna cook in. Okay, let's check our roast out. It's been in the oven for about 2.5 hours. Okay, look at that, isn't that nice? All I want to do really is, I'm gonna add a little more water to the bottom because the dripping's dried up. So about 8 ounces of water, about 1 cup. And what I'm gonna do is, just wanna baste this a little bit, just a little with the liquid. To keep it moist, okay? So I'm gonna put it back into the oven and let it cook for another 1.5 hours. Okay, so here's our roast. I decided not to take the foil out in the end, okay? Because when I started, it was already getting a little too dark, so I changed my mind. And as it turns out, it was okay not to. This is, of course, hot. I'm gonna let this sit for about 20 minutes before I carve it to serve, okay? So here we're gonna be cutting up this roast. As you can see, it's nice and juicy in the inside. It's cooked through. And the flavor is amazing. There you go. Isn't that nice? I'm going to serve this with some roasted sweet potatoes and a salad. And there you go, my friends. Bon appetit from thefrugalchef.com.